Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, fun and budget family. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tinesha Davis. This is Fun and Budget. We do talk about more things than evictions and trying to sell a house and so on and so forth. So you guys, you know what? I really appreciated all of your feedback that you gave me and all of the response from the budget video and how so many of you expressed how much it helps you. And you know what? It helps me too. There's so many things that I start on this channel, but I don't always keep up with because time be timing. And sometimes by the time I edit the things, it's like so far off that it's like, I just don't edit it. And that was like weekly goals, for instance. But I realized that when I make weekly goal videos, it really kept me mindful of my goals and mindful toward taking small actions every day toward the achievement of a thing. When I don't do that, y'all, I procrastinate, things really fall to the wayside. So I may try to find a way to kind of do that. Another one is my money moves, my weekly money moves. That's another thing that, because I know I'm going to get up here and talk to you all about it, it keeps me mindful of what can I do with my money, y'all. Because I feel like it's when we make small steps, when we take small steps, small actions every day, that's what adds up to big improvement, big changes in our lives. You know, a lot of times we think when it comes to money, when it comes to goals, that we have to do something huge in order for it to make a difference, but we really don't. It's the small things that at the end of the year you look back, or at the end of the month you look back, or even the end of the week you look back and be like, oh wow, I did that. And so that's what those videos have been for me. So I do want to try to implement them back onto the channel in some way for those of you who, like me, find help and find inspiration. And I just really wanted to encourage us all to be mindful, because what's important to me is not only this fierceless pursuit to our own individual happiness, you know, this commitment, this dedication, this determination to happiness, but what's also important to me is that we are also financially healthy. Financially healthy. That's important to me. So in this video, I want to talk about the money moves we're making this week, or we have made this week, guys. And we're going to backtrack. Today is actually Friday. We're going to take it all the way back to Saturday. On Saturday, y'all, I had such a fun time. I did a DC field trip with my friends, with Jay and my girlfriends, and we did this trip called, or this field trip called Egypt on the Potomac. It was so good. I love a good educational experience. I love a good historical experience. So that vacation, that outing with my friends and my man was so good, because we learned a lot about DC and about the origins of how DC was built and why it was built, and the thought that went behind the things that we see, the landmarks in DC. Now, I purchased the tickets for this field trip, all right, this excursion, okay, this thing, a minute ago. I might have to bloop in the video when I actually did it, because I keep all my notes in every dollar, and I can actually tell you when I did that. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I feel like when you see all the vacations that I go on and some of the things that I do, what you have to know is I spread these things out over time, the paying for these things, so that when a thing actually pops up, it's already paid for, but it was already taken out of the budget in months previous, right? I feel like, to me, that is a way that I kind of offset feeling like I spent so much money in one single month, because I do, it's almost like a payment plan of sorts. If I know 2 months from now I want to stay at a certain hotel, I may start stashing money. Let me go up here. I may start stashing money for that hotel now, so that by the time we get to actually doing that thing, it's already paid for. So that's one of the money moves. Look at what you may want to do in the future and stop setting aside money to do that thing now, okay? Then also, when we did that trip, which I believe that Egypt on the Potomac was like about $40 per person. Because it was already paid for, I never go to the thing thinking, oh, I'm not spending any money today, so therefore I got money to spend. I don't think that way, because I do recognize that it did cost money to do that thing. So I still stay mindful of what I'm going to spend while I'm out. Now, I knew that because I was going to be with my girls and my man, that we were going to go get something to eat, because that's just what you do, you know, like who goes anywhere without a good meal involved. Plus, we in DC, all those great restaurants. So we went to this one place in Adams Morgan called Tiki on 18th, and it's a Hawaiian / Filipino infused restaurant, right? But here's another tip that we do, me and Jay. This is what we try to do, especially when we try to do this. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves because we feel like we're so hungry and we starving that we don't always get it right, and then we be like, why didn't we do that? But what we try to do, we try to split and share our food. So we will order and we will share, because our mindset is always, if we still find that we're hungry, we can always order something else. On this day, though, we did order an appetizer, and then we ordered one entree, and then we did order the dessert. That would have been fine. But let me tell you where we went wrong. Jay then ordered a drink. He ordered a Mai Tai. And not looking at the price, you know, you just kind of order. So when we got our bill, the Mai Tai was freaking $14. Our entree was $14. So how's the Mai Tai going to be the same price as the entree? So when we added everything up, our portion of the bill came to like $62. That was crazy, right? But again, it's the drink that took us over the top. Now, I know my friends be like, here she go again. Here she go again. Because I'm not the girl to split a bill. I don't like splitting bills. I don't like splitting bills. I don't care how much money I have. I like to pay for what I get. So the thing with this place is they was like, they don't separate the bills. They only give you one bill, and then they say they can only take up to 2 credit cards. I do not like that. But guess what, little Miss Waitress? You're going to sit there as long as it takes for us to figure out what my portion of this bill is. I know the rest of my friends and most people in the world, they'll be like, oh, just divide it evenly. Sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I will. But most times I won't. I'm that girl. I'm difficult. I don't even care, y'all. And the way I feel about that, first of all, tell me in the comments how y'all feel about that. When you're out with your friends or a large party, how do you feel? Do you want to just divide the bill evenly because it's the easiest thing, most convenient thing to do? Or do you want to pay for what you get and let that be the thing? Tell me in the comments. This is how I feel about it. I know that most people in the whole wide world are not mindful of their money the way I am. Here I am. I'm splitting food with my man. Here I am. I'm drinking water. I'm purposely not even getting a drink. Every now and again I will, because, you know, I'm about that life. And sometimes I won't deny myself. But for the most part, I'm getting water. Sometimes I'm not getting appetizers. Sometimes I'm not getting dessert. So I don't want to split a bill with people who are living a YOLO lifestyle. YOLO. You know, they getting the drinks. They getting multiple drinks. Not saying that this is my friends. I'm just saying overall, like in the past, or people you may know getting multiple, or it might even be you. I'm not splitting with you guys. They be getting multiple drinks. They be getting the dessert. They be getting the this. They be getting the that. I don't want to do that. I want to just pay for what I get, because I am mindful, because I do believe that the secret and a key to wealth is not how much money you bring in. It's how much money you manage to keep. That is the secret to wealth. So yeah, so I sat there and I'm like, I'm figuring this out. Now, luckily most of my friends know me. They know how I get down, so they put up with my shenanigans. But honestly, when I'm out with people who really don't know me like that, it's so annoying to them. I don't care though. It's so annoying to them. And some people even look at it like they try to shame you. They try to shame you as if splitting the bill evenly is a symbol of wealth, is a symbol of you got it, is a symbol that you ain't worried. And you don't have to be worried, but I ain't doing it. I don't want to do it. I take pride in being mindful of my money And I take pride in being responsible with my finances, and I encourage you all to do the same. No shame in your financial gain, booze. No shame. The other thing that was great about that is parking was free. We found street parking, so we didn't have to pay for parking. And I didn't buy anything at the vendor sites. I'm not going to say that that's a awesome thing, because I do believe in support, and I love supporting, especially supporting small businesses. But at the same time, I don't always like just buying stuff just because. So I didn't buy anything just because. But let me tell y'all something. This group that puts together this Egypt on the Potomac excursion, I don't even know what to call it. The group that puts this on, they also do this amazing trip to Egypt. I've always wanted to do this trip to Egypt. This trip to Egypt is about $5,000 per person. Y'all, I'm doing this thing in July. So my thing is this. I can either buy some shea butter now for $15. I don't know how much the shea butter costs. But I can buy some $15 shea butter now, or I can buy me a $5,000 trip later. I'm going with the $5,000 trip. Some people look at it like, what? It's only $15. But let me tell y'all something. It's the little things that be getting you, because it adds up. It all adds up. I challenge you. Look at your monthly budget. Look at your credit card statements. Look at your bank statements. Look at your cash statements. And tell me the things that you purchase. And were they big ticket items, or were they a whole bunch of little purchases that added up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars at the end of the month? Hundreds of dollars that could have been in your savings, hundreds of dollars that could have went towards paying off debt, hundreds of dollars that could have went towards a long-term financial goal. For real. For real. That was Saturday. Oh, also, so while we were out there on Saturday, we discovered another free activity. I love good free activities that we plan on doing, because this is so much fun to us. All right, so in DC, they have these historical landmarkers, and a lot of times they're by a metro. Like stop number 1 will be by a metro, and you can follow the map around all the little historical signs to tell you about a neighborhood, okay? We're going to do that one day. It's free. You get to walk, and you get to learn something about a neighborhood. It will tell you about the landmarks. It tells you about the famous people who lived there or did something there. It tells you about all of that stuff and the changes that that neighborhood went through. And usually it can start at like stop placard number 1, and it can go up as high as stop placard number 20, but it's usually in a circle, so where you start is usually where you'll kind of end. So it's very convenient, it's very awesome, and I'm really gonna do this. And of course, I'm gonna tell y'all all about it, probably on the other channel, Sitting in the Tree. Yeah, those videos don't always get a lot of views, but they bring my soul pleasure. They bring my soul pleasure. And so I'm all about this. This is all about the pleasure for me, guys. So that is another tip. What can you do in your city that is free? That is free, that is creative, that won't cost you a whole lot of money. What does your city have to offer? In DC, this is one of the things that they have to offer. Never mind all of the great museums out there, but this ain't about that. Okay, let's go to Sunday. On Sunday, we went to Wegmans. Wegmans is a grocery store. It's known for having like really awesome meat, produce, not so much produce. I'm going to say the meats, the seafood, the hot bar, bakery, really great, fresh, high cut of meats and things like that, right? I'm not a grocery store, y'all. I'm not a grocery store girl. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. But if you were going to be a grocery store person, if you are a grocery store person, Wegmans is one of those places that grocery store people really adore. So we went there because one of our friends' birthday took place, and we wanted to pick up a gift card for her at that grocery store. So while we were there, we were picking up some groceries for ourselves. But Jay wanted to get some lotion and toilet paper. And I'm sitting there looking at him like, bruh, grocery store toilet paper and grocery store lotion is so overpriced. No. So he doesn't ever listen to me, which is fine. And so he picks up his lotion, he picks up his toilet paper anyway. And then to take the eye roll out of my spirit, he went to Walmart.com and looked up the same items. And to my surprise, the price wasn't that far off. Why I thought that the price was huge. Like that was a huge, like a $2 to $3 markup at the grocery store when you buy non-grocery products. Y'all, it really wasn't. So I would say that for another tip, when you're in a store buying a thing, take the time. That's what it is. Take the time to actually do a little price comparison with something else that you might think that, oh, wait a minute, this store is probably cheaper. Even when you do that, if it's just a couple of cents different, it's probably not worth the time it takes to actually go to a different grocery store or a different store altogether. But my point is, sometimes these things that we have in our mind, they're not always true. And so that was money move that we made on Sunday to find out that it wasn't true, that the prices were pretty much the same. Okay. The other money move, thanks to you all, I finally canceled vidIQ. It was only $10 a month, guys, but I was not doing anything with it. So that $10 a month was not making me any money. Yes, I can write off a portion of that on my taxes, but at the same time, it's better to keep your money than to write off invisible things that you're not even getting a full write-off for. You're just getting a portion back from. And that $10 a month equals $120 a year. I could buy me something else with $120 a year. Better yet, that $120 a year can go toward my trip to Egypt. So cancel that. Yay. All right, had to change the battery. On Wednesday for work, I did make a money move because I actually boiled some hard-boiled eggs and I made my own coffee for breakfast. And I say that because sometimes I think in my mind I need to hurry up and get to work, and so I will go through somebody's drive-through. So I just want to charge that to the money move game, the being mindful of my spending game, by actually taking the time to put together my own things so I didn't have to spend $1 in them streets. And then, to my pleasant surprise, when I got to work, my company decided to treat us for lunch. So it truly made Wednesday a no-spend day. Guys, I always say that, well, I don't know if I always say this, but we're going to say this now. But in my life, I do it. Earmark some days out your week to be no-spend days. No-spend days. I'm not that keen on the idea of doing a no-spend month, because I find that whenever I do no-spend months, all it really means is that I'm delaying what I need to buy till later. So while it may feel like I'm not buying something in these moments, I normally will overspend to make up for the not spending earlier. So I'd rather be more not all or nothing about it, right? So if you just do a no-spend day and spread those out, like in a month, maybe try to say, in this month, I'm going to have 5 no-spend days, or I'm going to have 3 no-spend days. Do it like that, more so than saying this, I'm not going to spend this whole month. So when I do a no-spend day like that day, I really love the fact that I didn't spend anything on lunches. I didn't spend anything on breakfast. I didn't spend anything. And the lunch that my company paid for, because when they pay for lunch, y'all, I get the appetizer, and I also make sure that I get me a sizable lunch so that I can split it up. So that one lunch actually lasted me for 3 meals. So that is so dope. I think that's all I have for now. I think that is all I have. That's all I have. But guess what? I'm actually working on getting my taxes together. So that's a money move. But it's a horrible money move because, y'all, we should have been did this. Right. The deadline for my extension is October 15th. And that's just for 2021. I didn't even do my taxes for 2020. So I'm going to be spending this weekend getting all my tax-ish together. Y'all. Wish me luck. I think that's about it. This is your money moves. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have. I don't plan on doing nothing else. I don't plan on going anywhere this weekend. I do plan on buying a printer. We need a printer. Normally, I would try to wait till I get to work to do my printing, but it's not even convenient because I be having to print things. And sometimes Jay be having to print things, and he be going to those places like Staples and stuff like that. When he has to print things, it's so much more convenient to have a printer in the house. My printer broke, and I never replaced it. I'm replacing that printer this weekend because we need a printer. All right, that's about it, y'all. Oh, another money move. I had the new refrigerator delivered. What it is with the refrigerator is I house hack. A lot of you know this. And in house hacking, I can have up to 4 bedrooms rented out at one time. And then there's me and there's Jay. So that is 6 adults. And then sometimes we'll also have his daughter or whoever else. And when we have the kids, that also means that we need more groceries in the house. And what I discovered was the refrigerator I had just wasn't cutting it. We needed more space. So I went out and I got a bigger refrigerator. It was delivered yesterday. I wanted them to move the old refrigerator to the basement. They tried it. First, he said to me, normally it's $200 for us to move the refrigerator. Let me tell you, if I bought this refrigerator from Home Depot for an extra $35, they relocate your old refrigerator, Home Depot. I bought my refrigerator directly from Samsung because they have a great military discount program. Check it out if y'all don't know about it. So if you're going to buy a product, it is a Samsung and you are military, it's worth looking into. So they had a better bargain. However, it didn't mention anything about relocating the fridge. So I called the customer service and they said, oh yeah, they'll move that for you. And that's fine. But of course, when the people got here to my house and they're outsourced, they was like, no, we don't do that. Did you pay for that? And then it was like $200. And then he tried to say, we'll do it for $100. And I'm sitting there like, they really getting over. Because sometimes I feel like these companies come, or the people who work for these companies come, they see the neighborhood, they see where you live, and they be like, cha-ching. But you know what? To get a thing done, I was going to go ahead and pay the $100 because I just really wanted to get everything in place. Y'all, why they couldn't get the refrigerator down the steps? They took the rails off of the banisters off of the steps and everything. They took the door off the hinges and everything. And then they said they couldn't get it down the steps. And then they said to me, oh, well, what you're going to have to do is remove the refrigerator doors and then it will fit. Why couldn't they remove the refrigerator doors? Oh, well, they didn't. I had in my pocket at that time $50 for a tip. I was going to tip up to that. I ain't tipped them. So that's another money move. The reason why I didn't tip them, because first I thought they was trying it with that $200, $100 thing. And then B, they really was not trying to put a whole lot of effort into getting that refrigerator down the steps, even though that's what a lot of the services offer, relocating the fridge. And then they had the refrigerator in the middle of the floor of the living room. And I was like, can we at least put it by the wall? And so he did, but he still didn't even put it there like neatly lined up. It was just kind of like, boom, here it is by piece. So I didn't do a tip. Sue me. Fight me. They'll be all right. So that's it, y'all. That is it. But I'm so happy with the new refrigerator. I should have a refrigerator tour. I'll probably put it on this channel. Yeah, I'll probably put it on this channel. I don't know. Oh, I'm so tired. All right, y'all. Peace.